What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday. Yeah, yesterday was weird. I'm just trying to make sure the chat is working here. During the NVIDIA stream, the chat did not work at all. I was honestly kind of concerned for a little while. I was like, man, dude, do they not love me anymore? You know, I felt it. But yeah, it looks like the chat's now working again. Do you trade gold? Sometimes. Yeah, yesterday was weird. The chat didn't work. Weird, like, laggy stuff on my end just threw me off. We're back, though. We're back today. And, again, NVIDIA up to 198s. Hit 203s yesterday. I think the big level we have to watch for on NVIDIA is $200. Yesterday, NVIDIA came out better than expected results. They ended up posting 162 versus 152 expected. Fourth quarter revenue at 68 billion versus 65 or 66 billion expected. Quarter 4 data center revenue at 62.3 versus 60 expected billions, that is. And then they had better than expected guidance as well. So quarter 1 2027 guidance showed up better than expected. And it was really weird too because we had a fake data release that almost everybody fell for. So we had a fake data release right at 420. So the fake data release had to come out when everybody else knew. The fake data release had to come out from someone who knew that NVIDIA was releasing about 10 minutes late. So all very strange. Again, we did get news just now that U.S.-Iran negotiations are currently paused for consultation and will resume this evening, late afternoon in Geneva time. The U.S. is warning that the U.S. is warning Iran reluctance to discuss weapons is a big problem as fresh talks begin, according to CNBC. And that the U.S. is bringing tough demands to Iran nuclear talks. Again, if we take a look at oil today, oil is dumping down a little bit on maybe renewed talks. Again, talks will resume this evening, late afternoon in Geneva time. Today we have jobless claims unemployment. We did have some small earnings today. The biggest one we probably had this morning was QBTS. QBTS just dropped and they are down to $20 a share after their earnings. Again, you can see QBTS, a quantum company, down to $20 this morning. Yeah, the chat's working today, I can tell. Yeah, it was really strange just because like we had like thousands of people here and the chat was silent. The chat was silent. I think you could use emojis is what it was. But the chat was silent. I was sitting there like, what is going on here? This is strange. It's weird. Again, I promise I didn't want to sit there. Some people thought I was ignoring them. Of course I wasn't. I couldn't see anything they were saying. I would comment on one end and then look on a different player and it wasn't working. So, again, oil dropping this morning. You see oil dipping down. Again, AI is still a big narrative. The question is whether NVIDIA's beat and raise keeps the AI trade grinding higher. Do we get a delayed reaction to NVIDIA earnings today that drives the NASDAQ, drives movement? Again, also yesterday we had CRM, Salesforce earnings. They reacted negatively. Snowflake, they originally went up and then dropped, and now they're about flat from their earnings report for Snowflake. Again, you can kind of see the NASDAQ sitting right around 25.3s. So NASDAQ is still doing okay relative to what it's been at the past few weeks, but it's still red on the day. It closed yesterday at about 25.460s. It's at 25.360s right now. So down about $100 on the NASDAQ. Not a huge percentage here. Basically, a small move overnight. But again, we have PPI on deck tomorrow, and we have jobless claims unemployment going live at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time today. I will put a timer up. But yeah. My comments got deleted. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird yesterday. It really was. If NVIDIA dumps today, we are in trouble. How can you ask for better earnings? Yeah, I mean, NVIDIA, their guidance numbers was what was really good. Like, NVIDIA's guidance numbers were very good yesterday. NVIDIA beat and raised. Their guidance, they were expecting 71 to 72. Some analysts had it at 75. I think they did 76 to 79 for quarter 1 revenue guidance. Billion for quarter 1 revenue guidance. So their guidance was very good. Very good. And yeah, they could have they beat and raised. EPS didn't beat by a huge amount. So EPS did not beat by like a crazy Excuse me. EPS did not beat by like a crazy good amount. EPS could have been a little bit better, I think. But revenue was good. Revenue guidance was good. Yeah, so on Iran television, they're reporting that the delegation between them and the U.S. have left the Geneva negotiation venue and will return for talks in a few hours. The Americans left the Geneva negotiation site. Again, we did have Warner Bros. Come out with numbers this morning here. Warner Bros. They originally reacted well, but just kind of low volume here. They posted a 10-cent loss per share, revenue of 9.46 billion, total subscribers at 131.6 million. It's a great day. What's up, Jay? Nvidia's a game changer. What's up, F? Good morning. My comments too. Nobody was deleting your comments. The chat was just broken. Yeah, the chat was just broken. Again, oil down to $64 a barrel from about 65. We can take a look at gold here. And here's gold, 51s. Again, so gold all the way down to 51.90s here. Silver all the way down to 86s here, although they're still up on the week, I think, for most of these. Yeah, gold is still pretty green on the week, I think, right? Yeah, gold over the last... What was the week? Week was about right here. Yeah, gold's green on the week. Silver is as well. They're all pretty red since the beginning of February, though. Yeah, Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin today. Again, here's Bitcoin. 68. Went all the way up to almost 70 yesterday. So look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin at 68.2s. Hyperscaler needs to invest more. Nvidia never runs on earnings. It's always the following weeks. I see Bitcoin going to 77,000 next week. Or next. Yeah, this is the Fighting Vampires in the 90s song. A little bit too hype for me, though. Too early. You know? Hit that like button. Yeah, y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it. Yeah, it was odd. It really was strange. You got Dan Ives over here. You got Dan Ives over here wearing his best outfit. Look at this guy. Wedbush Securities Managing Director Dan Ives. What an outfit he's got on. You know? What an outfit, guys. Again, Salesforce down about 3.67% this morning. 3.67%. Again, it feeds the rumors that we have going on right now. Like, I'm looking at some of this closed captioning off. Again, Salesforce had disappointing sales outlook. NASDAQ futures are trying to get back higher here, and we will be day trading today again. NASDAQ over 25,000. I think, you know, we have some support underneath us now. Just depends on if the fears start to take control. So it looks like the U.S.-Iran nuclear talks in Geneva end after 3 hours. They'll be back later on today. Blade soundtrack is epic. Yeah. Hey, like, bro, I was vibing. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Again, let's take a look at yields this morning. Yields are currently sitting 4.046% right now, so they're basically flat. They haven't really moved much. Yields have basically been flat all week. If we take a look at 10-year treasuries right now. And again, I had a great day yesterday. We made hundreds and hundreds of dollars yesterday trading. Yields have been flat since the 23rd. So for the last 3-4 days, yields are basically flat. I'm sure rate cut odds they might be getting lower just because the closer we get, the more baked into one side we get. 98 to 2% likely for a pause. So a pause is looking pretty likely. What are you guys trading this morning? Deep down, we all wish we could pull off Dan Ives style. Yeah, like, listen, I'm from Louisiana. If I was going to like a Mardi Gras parade, I could wear some of his style. I think I'd fit right in a Mardi Gras parade in that style, But just going around normal life, I don't know, man. What's up, Seppi? What's up, Dono? Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning. And we are back today. Again, I might trade a little bit today. And I did this cool thing since people kept asking me. I almost jumped in this 200 exponential right here. Maybe I should have. Look at this 200 EMA right here. I almost jumped in. As we get close to like this high up here, I might buy more. I might buy some right here, but look at this cool thing I did. Let me know if you guys like this. Like, look. I got this cool thing where if I buy... Oh, no, wait. You can see my P&L right here. You guys like that addition? I might add a little bit more. Oh, it's a little bit cleaner. Let me know if you guys like that. Alright, so we're green here. We're not green enough. I wanted to buy into this support, see if we start moving up to test this level, see if the bulls get control. But I might need to add some more size to this. Really like your really like your shows, but normally working at this time. Cheers. Hey, thank you, Seppi. Appreciate it, brother. Crypto, not gonna lie. You're buying crypto? Bitcoin? Where's the bottom on Bitcoin, guys? Is the question. Hey, what's up, Vegas? I can move the timer over. That's all easy. Do I want to add to this, guys? I don't think so. I think I just gotta let this run a little bit and maybe add to it. Maybe add 2 contracts here. That. Alright, so the U.S. Army is buying Switchblade drones, AVAA, for 186 million, according to Axios. I'm going to take a little bit of this off just because I can and start to exit the trade early. It's early, so I'm a little bit less confident. I'll hold this maybe break even now. Then I'll just cut this break even if it starts to turn. $39,000 bottom, $31,000 bottom. It was 62K. Now it's only going up. All right, I'm just gonna cut this trade and get out. And yeah, we'll come back to it. Not bad though. We're green on the day. We got a nice little green trade there. Yeah, let me put a timer for jobless claims. Again, we do have jobless claims, unemployment live. What is it, in about an hour exactly? Right, what is going on here? There it is, dude. I had to click it. Yeah, this timer's almost exactly right as well. Look at silver, guys. I might regret not holding that NASDAQ position. Look at silver. It's just a weak retrace. Warning from Liverpool, UK. Is that considered red folder news? It's Jobless claims is a weekly report, but it has a lot of influence for a weekly report, right? Jobless claims is how many people file for unemployment week to week, which means that it's a real-time look at labor. It's a real-time look at labor. And so, you know, a lot of other reports are lagging. This one is still lagging slightly, but it's only lagging by a week. I feel like I need to drink more water, dude. I've had a lot of muscle aches lately. It's been strange. And again, Oman's foreign minister says we hope to make more progress. Let's take a look at oil right now. Again, they said we hope to make more progress. U.S.-Iran talks to resume later today. And so basically what we've had this morning regarding oil is there's more optimism regarding oil. The way we can see that is because the price of oil has gone down this morning. What does that mean? That means we have more stability in the Middle East, potentially less potential scarcity from instability. And the price of oil has decreased this morning on renewed optimism around U.S.-Iran nuclear talks. All right, so that's one of the things going on today. Again, oil dipping down to 64.20s on renewed optimism and less potential scarcity for oil. Again, NVIDIA making a move up to 198s this morning, 198s. Getting back higher here. The high of today is up to 199s. The high of the pre-market session, though, considering yesterday, or the extended hour session, is up at 203.50. The 203.50, the high of the extended hour session, that's way up here. But the high of pre-market is 199. And I think $200 is a relevant level to watch here for NVIDIA. There's $200 right there. I think we should watch that, 200 bucks. And again, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Again, NVIDIA released yesterday. That's the end of, that's all the big earnings basically are out now. Again, in Oman said, we hope to make more progress in U.S.-Iran talks. Do you answer questions? Yeah, so VWAP VWAP is a trend indicator. And so the way I specifically use it, like if I pull up the SPY here on the VWAP, it all depends on how well things are trending. It's usually going to work better after the market opens, but you can kind of see the VWAP is a trend indicator. And so what I mean by that is, like, here's the SPY at the opening bell yesterday. Here's the SPY at the open. What the VWAP does is it tells you where the trend is. And so if we're maintaining above it like this, we're in an upward trend. And you can see the SPY kind of changes trends for a little while here, gets some uncertainty, you know, and maintains a downward trend after that underneath the volume weighted average price. But what it really is a trend indicator. And what it really shows you is where, with volume confirmation. And so again, you can see we started an upward trend at the open yesterday, but the opening bell is volatile. We started to creep underneath it, maybe looking like we're going to go red, but then we pushed over it, held, and maintained an upward trend for the rest of the day. 200 exponential does a very similar thing. Again, here is the SPY and pre-market. The purple line is the volume weighted average price, by the way. The purple line. And so you can kind of see we're pivoting around this level here. We're pivoting around this level. VWAP here. You know, VWAP's here, VWAP's here, VWAP's here, VWAP's here. Maintaining over the volume weighted average price. And so it's just an easy trend indicator that you can use as kind of like a pivot point. We've got a lot of content on it. Good morning. What's the news this morning? More fake NVIDIA numbers. Broadcom earnings next week. Yeah, Broadcom's big. Oh yeah, it's time for a poll. My bad, guys. I don't think it's the Bitcoin bottom. All right, guys. So, hey, thank you, Sharp. Appreciate it, brother. NVIDIA will probably go down. Gold and silver went up crazy yesterday. Is Old Faithful guy here? Who is Old Faithful? Is it Chef? I think Chef's Old Faithful. And honestly, he hadn't been wrong, unless he's talking about silver when it was at 120. But I'm pretty sure Old Faithful's gold is what he's referencing. Yeah. Between liabilities and cash needed for chip production, there's not much money left. What's up, Hugh? With Nvidia earnings and jobless claims today, does the market close red or green? Red, green. All right, vote on that poll. Let me know what you guys think. What's up, Jacobs? Bitcoin rejected off of 70,000. Yeah, here's Bitcoin, 68,000. Again, it went up and tapped 70. And so again, Bitcoin went up yesterday and barely tapped 70. This is 70K right here. So Bitcoin went up yesterday and barely tapped 70K. But again, you can kind of see how much psychological levels matter here. Like, psychological levels do matter. 70,000 here. Literally exactly at 70K. You know, maybe slightly over, slightly under. Maybe not literally exactly, but almost exactly at 70,000. Tapped it. Obviously reacting to 70,000 right here. And, yeah. Red. The Bitcoin went up there and just baby tapped 70,000 before dropping back down. Again, PPI inflation data is going to be the big thing tomorrow. That's going to be the final big thing of the week. And then next week, we actually have the labor report. So, I see Pawn saying, would it be wrong to set up an email while setting old collections? As I don't owe you no more. I mean, you can dispute the collections, is what I figured out. And most of the time, they're sold to other companies for pennies on the dollar. So if you send them a dispute letter and basically you're like, yo, this isn't my debt, send me all documentation you have to prove it's my debt. Most of the time, again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not a tax professional. I'm not a debt professional. I'm definitely not one. Figure it out, everybody, yourself. But if you do that, most of the time, they'll remove it from your credit report. Every crypto enthusiast I know is talking about crypto winter. Yeah, I think he means gold. Is it time to buy Nvidia right now, chat? Is it time to buy Nvidia? Let me know. Is it time to buy silver as well? Why is Quantum running again? QBTS did have earnings yesterday. This morning, I mean, QBTS did report earnings this morning. What did QBS show up as? Let me see. Hold on. I saw it earlier. Let me see if I can figure it. Yes. QBTS ended up losing 12 cents a share EPS versus 5 cents expected. Revenue missed as well at 2.75 million versus 4.14 million expected. So QBTS missed EPS and revenue. So made it drop. It's kind of bouncing back a little bit, but we also had Baidu says AI cloud is seeing a continued shift towards a more recurring, structurally healthier revenue model. But again, we also have Celsius this morning. How's Celsius doing? I haven't looked at Celsius stock in a while. This thing moves crazy amounts though, percentage wise. Although it is up 50% on the year, but it's down. Or it's up 100% on the year, but it's down more than that long term. It was at $99 back in 2024 and dropped all the way down to 20, back up to 50. This thing's just wild swings. Again, the SPY at 693s. Yeah, here's the Discord link if anybody wants to join. It's completely free. It doesn't cost anything. You can hang out with us in the Discord. Again, join our Discord, guys. UBTS is still up 4% along with Quantum. Weird. All right, guys. So the Ukraine and U.S. meeting in Geneva has begun, according to the head of the delegation there. Nvidia doesn't go up today at 6. Sell it. Always time to buy silver. IONQ beat. Nvidia was a lie. Which one, Judith? Yeah, we did get news yesterday that DeepSeek is not. DeepSeek is kind of not. It isn't using Nvidia, or I think it was one more. I can't remember which other one it was. We had news earlier in the week about AMD pushing up regarding a $100 billion deal with Meta. And AMD reacted positively to it, but here's where that deal was announced. It didn't hold all the gains. You can see AMD did pull back some here on this deal. So, yeah, SanDisk, a memory provider, has been pushing up crazy amounts here with high memory prices. 650s right now, hit 690s back on the 24th. So it didn't hold all of its gains either, but a lot of people are watching SanDisk over the last month. So, yeah. They get silver at 87.5s, NASDAQ at 25.380s. Donut. SanDisk did a big partnership with SK Hynix. Yeah. QUBT. They're running today. I know. Yeah, Quantum is up. Did they have earnings, QUBT? I don't think so, right? QBTS did. That was the biggest one today. Because of that Citron short report. IONQ up 14%. Yeah, IONQ at 38.30s here. 38.30s. Again, we have 45 minutes until jobless claims unemployment filings go live. We got about 700 people here. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button, guys. We appreciate it. IONQ had a beat yesterday. Yeah, I can see they're up. Look, they did a pretty big move. Yeah, IONQ ended up doing what? They posted yesterday evening for IONQ. Yeah, they reported 130 million, 202% year-over-year growth. It was fueled by organic growth and commercial traction. Beat guidance for both top and bottom line. First quantum company with more than 100 million of annual GAAP revenue, which is GAAP always stands for generally accepted accounting principles. So it's like they announced an agreement to acquire Skywater Tech, creating a well-capitalized merchant supplier. They said, I am pleased to share that IONQ has once again significantly outperformed our revenue guidance range, exceeding the midpoint by 55% for quarter 4 and 20% for the full year, delivering 61.9 million and 130 million respectively. Our strategic evolution into the world's only fully stacked quantum platform company and strong organic growth positions us with continued momentum to achieve 235 million in revenue for this year and our current guidance midpoint. At our current guidance midpoint. So yeah, you can see quantum up. Quantum's down so much, though, from its highs in September. Quantum saw this big run up earlier last year, and then a lot of these names came right back down. Again, Quantum is still early. I describe Quantum all the time, and I'll do it again if you guys want. But Quantum is basically just where they... again, computers process things in order. It seems fast and simultaneous, but they process things in order. Quantum essentially processes things simultaneously, which gives them a lot more power. And so that's basically what quantum computing is. It's something called superposition. It uses something called superposition. But the problem is it's really, really early. It's really, really early in this technology. And you know, analysts think it's going to be big in the future. They think it's going to be one of the next big things, but it's still really early to confirm that. And so that's kind of where it is, where quantum will probably be incredibly useful in the future. You know, there might be trickling consequences into other sectors from quantum if it is that next big thing. But again, it's still really, really early to answer the question of, is it the next big thing for sure? So, yeah, Salesforce and Snow had earnings. Both of them disappointed a little bit. But most of them beat EPS and revenue. Salesforce disappointed, I think, in terms of guidance. And it's actually down some here and reacted negatively to its earnings report. You can see it dropped it right here. It went up to 200, but then fell down to 186. Snow, I think, had a little bit better earnings. Snow's back up to 170s today. So, how well can you tap your head and rub your belly? Dude, I'm honestly great at that. Like, look. Tap my head, rub my belly. Look. Skills right there. I could do that easily. You know, sign me up, guys. I'll be a quantum computer. Let me be one. I think I can be one, actually. SanDisk has the numbers to back up the run. Way too many people running around scared of NVIDIA as if they know what a great quarter looks like. It was amazing. Suck it up, Kramer. SanDisk up over 1,200%. 6 months, not sustainable. I hope SanDisk pump just despite the low life entry Citron. Smash the like. Still no jobs. You get jobless claims unemployment, guys. We got 40 minutes left. Rackspace earnings. ARM? How's ARM doing? I invested ARM. I don't really buy IPOs, but I did buy ARMs. ARM's kind of flat though the last year. Maybe not flat. This isn't flat, but since April of last year, it's flat. So, yeah, when I say flat, I mean it's moving in a big percentage range, but sideways. You know. So we'll see what happens with ARM. Again, this is one of the IPOs I did buy. Again, here's a weekly chart. It performed great relative to its IPO price, but yeah, it's still struggling to. Again, AI and tech, again, including NVIDIA. Even if we look at NVIDIA here, NVIDIA's been sideways. It's at the top of the range now, but NVIDIA's been sideways, I would say, really since July of last year. It's been slightly moving up, but this looks mostly sideways in range to me. Again, maybe slight upward trend here. Slight upward trend, but it looks sideways in range to me. And I think the easy money in NVIDIA has just been kind of waiting for it to hit 170s. Last time it did it was early February. And then I think a lot of people buy it up. Maybe algorithms buy this thing up. I'm not telling you to do this. Again, we're almost 200s right now. We're at 190s. But NVIDIA's back to the top of the range now. Yeah, I got it ARM around 60. I bought some ONDS stock. All right, guys, 40 minutes. Dallas having earnings. They were mentioning in the president's address for putting $6.2 billion into the funds for kids. Yeah. Dell has earnings. When is it? It is this evening, along with CoreWeave. The CoreWeave has earnings this evening. So does Dell, Rocket Labs, SoundHound, Marathon, Zscaler, and more. Again, the president administration plans to reallocate at least 50% of the exempted biofuel blending obligations to big refiners and signals it could go higher, according to reports. The U.S. president plans to reallocate at least 50% of the exempted biofuel blending obligations to big refiners and signals it could go higher, according to reports. That news just dropped. How about Oracle? I'm in Oracle. And again, my investments did great yesterday. If you guys remember, over the past few months, I bought Microsoft at around 400. I bought Microsoft. My average price now is 380s, but I think my real average price before I took profit was a little bit higher than that. But I bought Oracle. I'm still red in Oracle at 160s. But I bought Amazon at 197. It's at 210s. I bought Apple at 255. It's at 275s right now. I bought, what else did I buy? I bought Netflix. Average price currently is 77s. It's at 83s this morning for Netflix. I bought PayPal. PayPal is very green on my positions too. Average price of 44s, I think, right now. I'm in Target. My average price is 86s. It's at 116s. I'm even green on Snapchat somehow. Nike is also a very green one. I'm in Nike at 57s. It's at almost 64s. In Home Depot as well. Disney, I'm slightly red in my Disney position. But yeah. Yeah, I bought Microsoft 2 and Now. I hope Now gives good results today. When does Now come out? Is it this evening? I don't see it in the list. See, MP Materials comes out this afternoon. Rocket Labs, CoreWeave at 410, SoundHound. We got Figure Tech. Yeah. All right, guys. I get Apple at 274s. Did I buy Nvidia here? Look at this slump on Nvidia, though. I kind of want to buy it. Did I buy it? All right. I'll buy it. Not gonna film me? Hold on. Let me I wanted to buy it on this dip. I think I missed it now though. I'll wait. I don't mind the 5-minute dip on Nvidia. And again, y'all tell me how my algorithm is coming here. I'm building my algorithm. I've been building it. You guys want to check it out? All right, we're gonna buy Nvidia anyway. We'll wait in this. The Mama Pond. I think I'm gonna buy Strategy. Do not copy me. I am not an investment professional, guys. Remember all this stuff on screen. I can't guarantee anything. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. Don't copy me. You might lose. All right. I don't even claim to be a good trader, guys. I'm not an investment professional. You know, don't do it. Listen, do not do it. You know, don't do it. So Tesh. Yeah, Bitcoin. Again, 68,000 this morning. Brian, you don't do it either, bro. I see you there. I see you. Don't do it. Those are definitely not orders going through. That's just the music I'm playing. You know, we got some bells ringing. You know, more cowbell. That's all it's saying. Cute bald man, dude. Don't do it. Steve, don't do it, man. I see you guys. NTNX? What is this thing right now? Nutanix? Oh, they got a deal yesterday. I saw the deal announced from no, maybe it was this morning. But yeah, they're up on some type of deal announced. I saw it. I did see news just now that the U.S. is reportedly requesting from Iran in the proposal to destroy 3 nuclear sites, according to one of their leaders citing Wall Street Journal. I did see the Nutanix news earlier. What was it? I'll have to look it up. Look up the news a different way. NTNX. Yeah, they're up big though. Again, it's up after AMD strikes an AI deal with them. So they jumped 20% ahead of the open today after the cloud computing company struck a deal with AMD. Yeah, so I knew they did a deal with somebody. I couldn't remember who. Yeah, I knew they did a deal with somebody. Just couldn't remember who it was. I'm seeing highly probable for a short squeeze this morning for crypto. AMD bought 150 million in shares. Baba. I know it's a small trade, guys. But I can't help. Like, taking profit on the scalp. We'll hold this little guy. Wait. Yeah, all good, Tesh. Oh, wait, you sent me the Nutanix one? I don't like saying that name. It almost sounds like a slur, you know? Like, I'm not saying that name again, I think. Yeah, circular financing. Sam posted this earlier regarding AI and tech. Look at this. OpenAI is the leader of it. Obviously, NVIDIA's powering the hardware. But AMD's involved as well. Oracle, Microsoft, CoreWeave, Microsoft. Like, it's a big circle. The problem. It's a big circle. I agree they better change the name. Yeah. I should apparently took off more on my NVIDIA trade because I got the scalp right, but now it dipped back down here. We'll sit in it. Better. All right, guys. Again, jobless claim us unemployment at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. $8 a.m. scrub coming in. Yeah, here's the top of the hour coming on. We got 30 minutes until jobless claims data. Did you guys make money yesterday? Question, did you guys make money yesterday? I add back to NVIDIA here. Yeah, where's oil at here? Yeah, we're at 64s. I should have added back to NVIDIA here, look. No, I made a few dollars. No. Yes. Yes, a little bit. Yeah, from working though, and my tax refund came in. That's always good. I'm fully out of the market. $1,600. Made too much money. My cover calls are about to sell one. $200, $500 across 5 accounts. Not nearly as much as I should have. It was pretty easy to make money on the long side yesterday, guys. Again, it was pretty easy to make money. Gains trading crypto. Yeah, speaking of crypto, again, I've been building this algorithm a couple different times here. What do you guys think of this one? I think this one's pretty good, but it's not perfect. But like, check it out. What do you guys think of this? Show you guys the algorithm. Again, not an investment professional. Don't copy me. But look at that. This is a 1-minute chart too. I think it actually does a little bit better on a 5-minute chart. But like, look, it does pretty good actually at like predicting bottoms and tops. So like, look, it gave the red signal here. We dropped for the next like 10 minutes. Gave the green signal at the very bottom. We bounced for the next like 10, 15 minutes. If we keep going back to this here. Look. Again, it gave 2 green signals here. We ripped up for hours afterwards. Keep going. You know, this little guy called the bottom too. So did this little guy here. Guy called the bottom as well. This one called this drop. This one got close to the bottom. This one was definitely wrong though. That's all right. All the other ones worked. This one probably was wrong as well. Probably squeezed up too much. This little guy called a bottom. This red one was right. That one was right. This one was right. This one was right. This is kind of getting stuck in the chop. That one was wrong. These called the bottom. This one called the bounce. This one called the bounce. This one called the bounce. So it looks like it does pretty good at predicting tops and bottoms here in Bitcoin. I'll have to keep at it. That would predict the bottom. This one, maybe it worked, but I'm going to say it didn't. Just safe. That one did a nice job of predicting the top, top, green, green. All those worked. About this guy here. These seem to be pretty solid though. Green, this one didn't work. This one worked. This one maybe worked. So I'll have to keep studying it. What do you guys think of that algorithm? Great chart on AI shows how each one of the others increase revenue. Nice algorithm. Can I get it in your mom's maiden name too? I trade with about 20x leverage on crypto. I'm about 500 on crypto. I was inverse strategy. I got wrecked. Mad money yesterday. Some gauge trading crypto. Maybe I should have sold my Nvidia up there. I'll probably buy this down here too. I think I'll pay you for it. Maybe one day. It's not right now. Like I might build a suite of them one day, but not right now. All right, here's the NASDAQ. Yeah, right at the 200 exponential here. Yeah, NASDAQ right at the 200 EMA. Don't do it, Nvidia. Maybe I bought Nvidia at the wrong time here. But you know what? I'll take a little risk at 197. See if we pop back up there. Yeah, NASDAQ just flushed underneath it here. I'm trying to see if there's any news. Ford is going to recall 4 million U.S. vehicles, according to NHTSA reports. I don't think that news is what's driving this. Let's see. All right, Nvidia started to dip a little bit, but did bounce right around 197. We break under 197 though, I'll probably cut this. I've never owned a Ford, I don't think. What do you think about United Health? I don't know, man. Honestly, I haven't really looked at UNH lately. It's had some crazy volatility over the past few years. You know, it still seems kind of cheap long-term to me, but short-term, I think there's risks, basically. Like, I think buying it here will probably be fine long-term. Short-term, I have no freaking idea what this thing's going to do. Just because it's swung so much percentage, like big percentages up and down. So again, long-term, I think you'll probably be fine. Not an investment professional, though. Don't copy me. You might lose. I have no idea what I'm talking about half the time. But short-term, you know, be careful. Take appropriate size, basically. So the negotiations in Geneva between the U.S. and Iran are reportedly set to resume at 15:30 GMT. All right, guys, we got 25 minutes left. So, jobless claims. Donut, is that Krispy Kreme? Look, as a Louisianian, I love Krispy Kreme. Do I think they should be a public company? Absolutely not. Like, I love Krispy Kreme. Should they be a public company? No. A warm Krispy Kreme donut, the best donut you ever had. Should they be public? Probably not. But they are up to date 360s. So, I mean, good luck if you're in it. Does Nvidia run at the open? Maybe. I did really well day trading Nvidia as well. If you guys remember, I bought Nvidia right before earnings. Like some heavy size too. And so I actually did okay on Nvidia yesterday. I'm gonna get out about flat right there. I'm still holding half this position, but I just wanted to limit the size here. You have to get a warm one. You gotta find Krispy Kreme when they, when they're fresh out the oven. Those are the good ones. Pretty sweet though. As an adult, I can't really, I gave up sweets. Bam Bam, you get a 10-second timeout for saying Krispy Kreme donuts aren't good. How dare you, man? I feel attacked by you saying that. Alright guys, 20 minutes. We got about 1,000 people here. We got jobless claims unemployment going live in about 22 minutes. Warner Bros. Announces they will not be taking questions regarding the Netflix transaction and their discussion with Paramount. So again, Warner Bros. Announces they will not be taking questions regarding the Netflix transaction and their discussions with Paramount. Yeah, go Tigers. That's right. Yeah, hopefully Bam Bam understands I was just joking. It was a 10-second timeout. I already feel bad about it. Again, NASDAQ sitting right at the 200 EMA though. Nvidia's kind of driving this breakdown though. So we're down a little bit on Nvidia, but not a lot. I still want to give it time to bounce. Good thing I sold half of the position up there. Again, and today we have jobless claims unemployment, and this is in a market in which we've had contradictory job numbers. Some job numbers have been okay. Some job numbers have looked really scary. All right, ADP data has been lower than expected. JOLTS job openings were lower than expected, which is hirings. Quits were higher than previously as well in the JOLTS report. At the same time, we've had high ISM manufacturing and services PMI data. So ISM manufacturing and services PMI has been stronger than expected. Again, we had Nvidia earnings yesterday. We'll see if we hold. Cheering for LA Tech. I mean, if it's against the LSU Tigers, yes. Hey, what's up, Eva? John can make an onion cry. Thanks. That's gonna be my slogan now. All right, guys. Again, NASDAQ's trending pretty sideways again. 20 minutes left. Again, we had the World Economic Forum chief, Brenda, step down amid links to that big drop that happened not that long ago. All right, Nvidia bouncing back up here. Let's see if it holds. Again, we have 20 minutes until jobless claims. Yeah, look at RXT. It's a penny stock I don't really trade. This is Rackspace Technology. I saw a couple people mention this one today. Penny stock running up a little bit if you guys like this. I'm not really a big penny stock trader. Again, we did a poll earlier. We asked people, does the market close red or green today? 53% say green. 47% say red. So again, 53% say green, 47% say red here. Look at RXT. Yeah, I gave up sweets, so I can't have a donut anyway. And honestly, even before I gave up sweets, if I eat a donut, I feel nauseous. So there's something about donuts. I don't know what it is, but if I eat a donut, I feel sick. All right, guys, here we go. Jobless claims. 18 minutes. Gold breaking down here, about to go red on the day. Maybe if it continues to fall, it's at 51.84 an ounce right now. Again, higher or lower jobless claims today. Let me do a poll on that here. We did this one. Do a poll on this one though. Does today's jobless claims show up higher or lower expected? They're expected at 217,000. 217. It's not diabetes. I did a test. Not that. Here's NVIDIA. Again, I'm showing 217,000 expected for jobless claims. 217K. Continuing claims expected at 1.86 million. Again, NVIDIA is pushing up. I'm trying to see if there's any news regarding this. Yeah, the news is still kind of light this morning. The only thing we really have is jobless claims. Again, I'm just glad the chat was back working. If you were in my NVIDIA stream yesterday, again, I was not ignoring you. All right, I was not ignoring you. I didn't see any of the chats. Nobody did. All the chats were broken. Very strange as well, having thousands of people there and seeing no chats. It's kind of lonely in there yesterday. Usually, like me as a streamer, I usually communicate with the chat. Like I talk to the chat. That's what I do. I didn't have anybody to talk to. It hurt a little bit, guys. It hurt a little bit. I think you could communicate in emojis though. I think emojis did work for some reason, or like one letter, one word response, or you know. Yeah, just vote on the poll return signal when it goes away. Jobless claims probably going higher, less and less jobs available for people, more tech layoffs. Yeah, hit the like button. Yeah, I gave up sugar, and it's surprising how much stuff it fixed. Like, I used to have skin problems where, like, I had flakes on my face and skin. Giving up sugar made that go away. And so, sugar's bad, man. It's bad. I was trying to talk to you yesterday. Again, a lot of people thought I was ignoring them. I had people messaging Pawn saying, hey, John banned me or John's ignoring me. And I'm not. I didn't. It was just the chat was down for everybody. So, I don't drink soda. I will drink a diet soda once every few weeks, maybe. But I don't drink regular soda almost ever. I usually drink tea if I need some caffeine or something like that. But outside of like caffeine purposes, I don't drink soda at all. If I'm somewhere where I can't get anything else and I absolutely need some caffeine, maybe. But yeah. Yeah, luckily I was able to give it up. And after you give it up, you don't really notice it. For a week or so, maybe afterwards, you start to kind of feel it. But after giving it up for a little while, you don't really notice it, to be honest. It's not like... The biggest time, obviously, is like after you eat something and then you want something sweet afterwards. That's the hardest time. But after a little while, you get used to it, and you know, if I do eat, I just eat some fruit. If I have that feeling, you know, I eat some, you know, pineapple or whatever. Yeah, YouTube was weird yesterday for sure. What's your bias for today's market? I don't know. I don't know how much jobless claims are going to move things. It depends on how much over or under we get. Again, I don't know. I think the NASDAQ is interesting today. I think we're getting closer to all-time highs on the NQ. The S&P, if we're talking about all-time highs, it's not too far away. But we've been in this range on the S&P for months now as well here. So again, the thing about the market lately is that a lot of things have been looking like this. Like here's the S&P, here's the SPY. Very, very sideways price action. Not moving a lot. We're not moving a ton, but very sideways price action. Again, so Warner Bros. CEO says the company has engaged with 4 bidders, which led to 8 price increases, and have thus far achieved 63% increase in value versus first offer received in September. Yeah, and I think Night of the Seven Kingdoms is only helping Warner Bros. Right now. Again, Game of Thrones is included in Warner Bros. So Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I loved it. I loved it. And so I think a lot of people didn't like House of the Dragon. I liked House of the Dragon, to be honest. But a lot of people didn't. And so I think it's bringing people back to Game of Thrones, and that boosts the brand overall with Warner Bros. All right, I'm going to cut that. All right, guys, we have 12 minutes left. 12 minutes. John, I was listening to some experts. They were saying the bulls are back. They might be, but for how long? I didn't even see most of the emojis that came through. I just had green tea. Blueberries and sour cream? What are you talking about? Whoa, look at Google here. Google just announced some news. Look at Google right now. Whoa. There's got to be some news-related thing for Google. Yeah, look at this pop. Again, talks between the U.S. and Iran in Geneva this morning were both indirect, according to sources. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Google. There's some type of news here. Look at the volume spike just now over the last few minutes here. But look at Alphabet. So Alphabet's pushing up right now in pre-market. All right, so Republican lawmakers are pushing for limits on the ability of U.S. firms to sell advanced semiconductors to China, according to CNBC. Mast accuses NVIDIA CEO Wang of wanting to trust the Chinese government. Again, Alphabet had some news that just came out. Either that or some insider buys here coming through. Some other stuff is up, but Alphabet's really up here. Again, look at Alphabet up to 313. Some news came out. We'll have to wait and see what it was. Still pushing up here at 314s. And here's the NASDAQ. NVIDIA guidance was good, but who isn't already invested in NVIDIA that has significant money to buy in? You see about about Jane Street Bitcoin price manipulation and lawsuits. I think there's some weird stuff that goes on with Bitcoin here. Like some of the sales pressure that we get early in the morning. I know there's some justification for it with overnight, markets opening, but still. And Alphabet still trying to hold here. NASDAQ coming up. High of the day is right around 400 on the NASDAQ too here. And again, we have 8 minutes until jobless claims come out. Stock market is no longer an investment tool. It's a casino, all gambling. It's always been that way, brother. Look at the 80s. Stock market in the 80s was chaos, dude. Chaos. Except they didn't do it at a computer. They did it in a pit over there. What do you think that was? Traders in a pit in the 80s. Are you telling me that's less gambly than what's going on today? I mean, you got different arguments. I'm sure you could argue both sides, but still. It's always been that way, brother. All markets are manipulated 100%. And again, I'm going to go back to this. The whole point of having big money is so you can influence things. All right, you can knock the people that influence things, and I get it. But the whole point of having big money is so you can. And I'm talking about in finance specifically. They would fight in those pits. I'm sure they would get into arguments. I'm sure somebody that got a bad trade, maybe were a little misled into something. I'm sure some hands were thrown. It seems like with options, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, things were pinned more than ever. S&P 8 to 10%, not gambling. Well, long term is what we're talking about. Long term, you're almost guaranteed to make money long term. In the if you invest in indexes, S&P, Nasdaq, Dow, you buy that, you dollar cost average, that, or you handpick good companies and value invest, and you sit on it long term. Almost guaranteed to make money long term. That's not really much of a risk. Short term, anything can happen. Though. When I say short term, I'm meaning like 1 or 2 years or less. Even like 5 years or less, a lot of people would consider short-term investments. So, I'm a new trader. Guide me, please. Don't take large size. Don't gamble your account. Trade very, very small until you get the hang of it and slowly scale up from there so your emotions get used to trading whatever size you're taking that isn't large size. Take it very slow. Learn. Don't rush it or you'll probably lose your first couple accounts. All I want to do is have some FU money. Accept risk. Nobody wants the long-term hold. Everybody always looking for short-term gains. Yeah, and it's one of the reasons it's one of the reasons money managers are necessary. Why? Because if you let people do it themselves, what happens is they have one good year where they're up 30%, they sell, they never buy it again, and they think they did something. Where if you would just sit on whatever those assets are, most of the time if you're buying healthy assets that are going to go up long term, like good blue chip value investments, you're going to make so much more than 30% if you just don't touch it. Like the key is not touching it. In theory, you're supposed to sit on it forever. Generational money is built that way. But the problem, again, somebody has a good 30% year, they think they're, Warren Buffett, and they cut out of it and they get out of it and they never touch it again. And meanwhile, it's going up hundreds of percent long-term, thousands of percent. And so the key is don't touch it. Leave it alone. Don't even look at it. I mean, you want to look at it, but don't sell it most of the time. Not an investment professional, though. Don't copy me. Again, we have 5 minutes left, chat. 5 minutes left. Nothing here is financial advice. That definitely wasn't it, guys. Remember all the stuff on screen. Understand CFTC 4.41, not an investment professional, not financial advice, guys. Here we go. Jobless claims going live soon. 4 minutes. It's not financial advice. That's what I did with XRP. It was my savings account. Crypto's different. Crypto's different. The only two I feel comfortable having that same sentiment with is Bitcoin and ETH. Everything else, And even those, again, I would say those hold a little bit more risk reward than conventional assets like indexes or equities. I think I fell asleep minutes into yesterday's Nvidia stream. All right, guys, here we go. So again, we're gonna watch gold today. Here's gold. We're gonna watch the S&P. Here's the S&P. NASDAQ on the left. Here we go. 3 minutes, chat. Top three buyer and forget about it. They're like, forget about it, you know? Yeah. I see people promote Fartcoin, and I don't know if it's a real thing or not. All right, guys, bull or bear on this report? Again, we have less than 3 minutes left. I know it's a real thing, but again, we'll see if this moves markets. Again, it's expected at 217,000 today. 217K is what's expected at. All we are is just farts in the wind? Is that what you're saying? 2 minutes left. Again, we have 2 minutes left. Again, put bull or bear in chat. We have 2 minutes left. Again, NASDAQ's pushing up towards highs of the day. Not the high of the extended hour session, but of the day specifically. You know, we started the day off really way down here at 290s. We're up to almost 400 on the NASDAQ. Getting very close to highs of the day. If we look at Nvidia here. Bull, bear, bear, bull. Looks like mostly bulls here today. Again, we'll see if this moves markets. We got a minute and a half left. Beer? Fair. Bear, bear. I don't even know what's better, higher or lower. I don't know what the market wants either. I'll look at yields to see what they do. But again, the NASDAQ is pushing up ahead of this. We got about a minute left. Again, the NASDAQ is pushing up ahead of this. We have about a minute left. Again, unemployment claims go live very soon. Less than a minute. Hit the live button next to the play button. Put it in 2x speed. Again, we will cover this live as soon as it drops. NASDAQ's getting very close to highs of the day. Here's the NASDAQ on the left side. Again, getting very close to highs of the day right now. Here's Nvidia. I'm going to put like gold or the dollar index up maybe here. Here we go. We have 30 seconds left, guys. 30 seconds. Again, 217 is what's expected for jobless claims. 217. We have 20 seconds now. 217 is what's expected. We have about 10 seconds left. Hit the live button next to the play button. Put it in 2x speed. All right, here we go. Again, jobless claims expected at 217. 1.86 million. All right, here we go. And the report just dropped. Let's see what it showed up as. Jobless claims, 212. Jobless claims, 212 versus 217, 1.833 million. So lower than expected for both continuing and initial claims. Again, 212 versus 217 expected. Previously was revised down to 208, or was revised up to 208. Again, so 212. NASDAQ is going up a little bit on this. Dollar index is moving up as well. But again, jobless claims showed lower than expected. Revised previously as well here. So again, continuing claims were lower than expected as well. Although the last one did get revised up. See if the market is kind of turning down, but again, we showed up at 212. 212. I'll put this number up on the screen. Again, last one was revised up 200,000 or 2,000 from 206 to 208K is what just happened here. And so again, I'm going to look deeper into this report. I'll put the numbers up on the stream. There's the numbers in chat right there. And again, I'll put them up on screen as well. Give me a second. But again, jobless claims lower than expected. The last one was revised a little bit higher though. So again, there is the jobless claims report. It is out. Oh, I forgot to put it in sub-only mode. I will put it in there now. Yeah, again, NASDAQ's still pretty close to highs up here. NASDAQ pretty close to highs. Let's see if it breaks it. I'm going to trade this a little bit here, guys. Let's try. Are we a minute? Yeah, we're at least a minute past. All right. So, I'm going to buy the NASDAQ right now with 10 contracts, I think. Look, I'll put this up, but I also created this window. Check it out. Look at this. It's actually pretty cool. It shows you my P&L. Look at the bottom left side of the chart. We're in 10 contracts here. I'm going to buy the NASDAQ, see if we can pop up. Might take a little bit more here. I'm trying to kind of scale in. But I'm only going to scale in on a green trade. I'm not going to add more if it dips. But again, jobless claims lower than expected, which shows strength. Lower than expected means less people filing for unemployment initially, week to week. The previous number was revised up 2,000 from 206K previously to 208,000. And again, the Chicago Fed labor market indicator for February tracking unemployment at 4.28%. Previously was 4.36% versus official unemployment rate at 4.3 in January. Again, bullish or bearish for gold. Again, let's take a look at the jobless claims report, but it is stronger than expected here. Again, here's the report that dropped just now. Again, 212 as lower than expected. All right, so we're green here on this trade. I'm going to add a little bit more to this. There we go. I have 20 contracts now. Micros. We'll give it a little bit of time. I want to see. We're so close to the high of the day. I want to see if it taps it. All right. You want me to make this larger here, guys? I can make this larger here. Like, look. That's my P&L right there. I might be being a little greedy here in this trade, but we'll give it a second. A lot of it's going to depend on NVIDIA, though. Which other one is you, Sam? Is there another one? I'm sorry, Twiz. I'm sorry, brother. If no rate cut is bearish. Yeah, let's take a look at yields. I think yields are probably going to be a little bit potentially higher, but you never know how yields are going to respond. They're actually a little bit... Yeah, they're basically unchanged here. So again, if we take a look at yields from this report, again, jobless claims showed a little bit more strength in labor than expected here. Yields are kind of unchanged right now. Again, yields are kind of unchanged. What's your P&L right now? Again, you can see my P&L here, guys, if you want. It's literally right here. I'm down $50 on the trade, $40 on the trade. NVIDIA is kind of breaking down to the 200 EMA, although, again, I'm probably just going to hold this and let it work. OG. Again, guys, if you want to help support the channel, check out Take Profit Trader. Great way to learn. 40% off. No activation fees. You can take daily withdrawals once you hit their buffer. Really relaxed rules and funding. Genuinely useful. All right, guys, I'm getting punished on this trade, though. Look at this drop right now. Punished. But again, if you want to check out Take Profit Trader, use promo code BG. You can use it for both Apex and Take Profit. Almost got stopped out. Let's see if we bounce back higher here. But again, I'll put the link up. Great way to help support the channel. They are an affiliate of mine. I am biased. But again, I appreciate everybody using my promo code BG. Just a great way to help support the channel here. No PDT rule in futures. If you want to learn to day trade, again, funding your own account thousands of dollars just to try to look cool in markets makes no sense. It genuinely makes no sense. Most day traders lose their first few accounts. It does not make sense. Instead, try this. They give you a demo. They test your skill with it. The challenges are usually less than $100. And so you're not risking 5, 10, 20, 30 grand like you would trying to get around the PDT rule or something like that. Futures market, no PDT. If you fail it, you only lose what you pay for the challenge. Again, usually less than $100. If you use my link, you get 40% off. Again, no PDT rule. Great way to learn. Great way to learn. If you want to check it out, here's the link. They are an affiliate of mine. I am biased because I get paid by them. Use promo code BG. Oh, I drank one of your Herba Mates. You know the problem I have with my daughter here? My daughter, I love you. My daughter likes French dip sandwiches. She likes French dip sandwiches, but she will not eat a birria taco. A birria taco is a French dip. You dip it in au jus. You know, you dip it in gravy. It's meat, cheese, and bread. You dip in gravy. Same thing as a French dip, but she won't eat birria tacos. I had to shame her for that the other day. You know, I can't believe it. He's always trying to make me feel bad for eating birria tacos. I can't do it. I don't know why. You guys know. You guys know what I'm saying here. She's not consistent. Yeah. Y'all know. Y'all understand. All right, guys. Again, I'm in this trade. Let's see if we can break highs. I'm kind of buying at the top of the range, though. I don't know if I like it. Yeah, the tickers and futures are different than the markets. Tickets, the ES is the S&P 500 futures contract. But again, you're basically day trading the SPY. It's the same thing. The NASDAQ is the NQ. It's basically the QQQ price action. It's the NASDAQ 100. So they're slightly different, but not a crazy amount different. All right, we're getting back up there, guys. I believe here. I believe. Again, jobless claims are out. I'm losing on this trade. Now I'm greedy. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm just gonna make money on this trade. I believe it. I believe it. Will I make money on this trade, guys? Let me know. Right now, I'm definitely not making money here. Average down? Nah, I'm not doing that. Why is the market not reacting strong? I think there's a lot of other stuff going on, a lot of other variance here. I probably need to reduce my size just based off of how big these swings are here, guys. I'm going to cut a quarter of the trade off there just to protect. Why is the NASDAQ so flat right now? It's not doing anything. Again, Chicago Fed labor market indicator for February tracking unemployment at 4.28%. Previously it was at 4.36%. Look at this NASDAQ here, guys. The Dixie just spiked, though, here. I mean, I don't know if buying this little dip here and looking for a retest at the top of the range is gambling. Look at the Dixie spike here, though. Whoa, let me check news here. Hold on. Dixie is up there right now. Senior official To Iran says reaching deal framework possible if U.S. seriously separates nuclear and non-nuclear issues. Gen Z is facing a job market bloodbath according to Fortune. Again, jobless claims 212, lower than expected. Corporate bonds are showing bubble-like behavior according to Bloomberg. Yeah, I'll probably cut this trade now. I wanted to give it time, but it's getting too close to the bottom of the range here. So, look at the Dixie spike here, though. Dixie spiking up big. 97s here. NASDAQ breaking down. Is the music too high? Yeah, it looks like I got out just in time, though. This could have been a lot worse. Look at this drop. What's causing this drop, though? Alphabet's still green. Nvidia's pretty much flat over the last few. Not dropping a ton. There's a stock driving this here. Meta. Amazon. Not Amazon. Microsoft's dipping down a little bit here. Music's not high enough? Not high enough? Turn the music down? See, this is why I can't please everybody. I got 2 comments, 2 different people saying turn the music down. I have 2 comments from 2 different people telling me to turn the music up. And so now it has to turn into a question here, chat. Is the music too loud? Yes or no? Is the music too loud? Yes or no? No, it's just right. Yes. No. Do you have any George Strait? No, it's good. Okay, so most people saying no, the music's fine. I'm not saying you guys have sensitive ears. Top 3 most sensitive. But yeah. Yeah, look at the dollar index spiking up. Again, we did get news earlier that I talked about. Again, jobless claims lower than expected, showing strength in the labor market. Again, Chicago Fed labor market indicator for February tracking unemployment at 4.28%. Previous was 4.36% versus the official rate at 4.3% from January. Phone audios, no. Headphone, maybe. The no's are trolling? Where the ladies at? Not here. That's for sure. Definitely not here. Music's higher than the NASDAQ. Yeah, hey, hit the subscribe button, guys. I appreciate all the subs. Thank you for subscribing. Again, senior Iranian official says reaching a deal is possible if the U.S. is separating nuclear and non-nuclear issues. That news just came out. Dollar index is spiking. Let's look at oil here to see how oil's responding here. Oil dipped, but it's starting to spike on some of these comments because basically the U.S. essentially came out saying that they are going to focus on nuclear issues. And then the other side's coming out saying, hey, we can get a deal done if we don't focus on those issues. And that's causing some instability and, you know, maybe war premium movements up in oil. And so we'll see what happens here, chat. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Nvidia did have earnings. Nvidia's kind of sideways too here, though. Again, the NASDAQ is dipping from highs. It just broke highs maybe 5 or 10 minutes ago. Didn't break it, though, and now it's kind of dipping down. My trade, let me see. Will Bitcoin have a red or green day? Tap 70 yesterday for Bitcoin. Again, here's Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't know, Jeremy. Not all of them. I don't think they're not those. They're basically facilities. that aren't supposed to be used for that, essentially, is what it was. But again, it's again, so here's my indicator, guys. Let me see how good it is on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is the question mark. I think Bitcoin actually moves a little bit easier. And we got some good movement here. Red here. He dropped. Could probably say it worked. Just short term. This one called the top right here, though. This is nice. This little guy worked. This one didn't. This one did, though. This guy worked as well. These guys did a good job of calling the top, but I probably need to reprogram this to where there's some type of cooldown after one, so you can't get many same directional alerts within a certain time frame. Probably like a conditional there. Probably what I need to do. But these worked for the most part, except for maybe that one. This didn't work though. These two definitely worked. All of these worked actually. Look at that. Again, an algorithm's not always going to work. Just nothing can predict everything in market directions. That worked. Called the top there. That worked. Called the bottom there. That worked. Called the top of this recent move. That worked. So far so good. And again, this on the NQ. This little guy works as well here. Look at that. Called the bottom. Nice. Guy called the top of that recent move too. I'm just going to say that one didn't work. Close. This one did though. This green one didn't work. That red one didn't. That red one did. That red one didn't. That one didn't. Day was good. Green, green, red. That looks good. Green. That one probably didn't. Some of these did though. I'll have to keep testing it. It's not bad though. I think the percentage wise is actually pretty solid here for some of these. Again, NASDAQ just ripped over high, so my original long position would have worked. NASDAQ up to 25 fours on the day here. 25 fours. The NASDAQ, again, ripped over highs at 25 fours right now. Still popping here. Yeah, I'm looking at news that might drive this. All right, Iran said talks were intense and very serious with the U.S. in Geneva. Yeah, NASDAQ just popped, and NVIDIA just popped up as well here. Again, Warner Bros. Discovery says they expect to exceed 140 million subscribers by the end of Q1, with projections to pass 150 million by year end. HBO Max has surpassed 130 million subscribers globally. Zero cool. I think the quote you're looking for is, Mama says alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush. I think that's the quote you're looking for. Listen, I'm from Louisiana, so I know Waterboy quotes. Okay. Again, let's see if this holds. I should have helped, guys. I should have helped. What's the music? This song is called Dojo by Blue Steel. And again, I'm from Louisiana, so I can make fun of Louisianians because I'm from there, you know. All right, guys. Nvidia giving it back though. Nvidia back under the 200 exponential and the volume weighted average price. Still pretty flat on the day. I don't know if I like either direction here. I think the Nasdaq is close to highs, so there's always a chance that we can push back up and continue a higher here. Nvidia is now under the 200 exponential and the volume weighted average price, so there's also a chance that the Nasdaq comes back down here. And so I don't really like either side. I think it could go either way. Too much variance. I'm just gonna wait. All right, guys. Jobless claims. A little bit stronger than expected. I trade stocks on TOS. I trade futures on Trade using Apex and Take Profit Trader. So again, use my promo code BG. Everything we do here is free, guys. So we don't sell a course. I don't sell a service. I don't even claim to be a good trader. I just kind of put everything out there for free. And, you know, a lot of these guys are just... I'm not going to go into it, but I try to just be honest with people. I'm not the most honest. I would say I'm the top 3. But again, if you use my promo code BG, I appreciate it. All right, so Moran is speaking right now. Moran says banks are overregulated, harming credit creation. He is a big supporter of Bowman's agenda. Again, promo code BG. You get a trading, help support my free content. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. It may not make sense right now. The Nasdaq is going to melt down. Yeah, well, Nvidia broke under the 200 exponential and the volume weighted average price, and that's gonna, Nvidia being the most heavily weighted stock in the stock market. Yeah, it's gonna influence it. Again, you can also give me a follow on x.com @beginnertrades. I appreciate it. Moran says AI will be profoundly disinflationary, and so again, Moran's speaking right now. Again, he says inflation will be profoundly disinflationary. Again, Moran's pretty obviously dovish. He's been dovish. Again, do not think the U.S. has an inflation problem right now. It's way too early to sound all clear on the labor market. Labor market data has been quite a bit better, but it is too early to sound an all clear. Monetary policy could offset impact of credit card caps. Private credit is not yet worrying from a macro perspective, he says. And Iran is saying they hope talks focus on nuclear sanctions going forward. Nuclear and sanctions going forward. But again, Iran is speaking right now. Again, he's pretty dovish. He says prices right now seem stable. Says it's way too early to sound the all clear on the labor market. Sell me a few good courses. Like I said, guys, I sell you a course. If I show up in a suit one day selling you a course, don't trust me. You know, don't trust me. Again, if I'm looking at you like this one day, talking about I got the greatest course right now, don't trust me. Don't trust me. You know, especially with the Mardi Gras beat on. Definitely don't trust me with that. Microsoft, guys, look at Microsoft, and I am in Microsoft. Remember, I bought Microsoft. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. My swing trades are better than any other type of trading I do. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Microsoft, rip it up right now. TJX, Microsoft, and Apollo Global Management, and more on CNBC's final trades. I don't know if that's helping Microsoft this much. What's my swing trading technique? Usually what I look for is I look for overextension on the downside. I look for overextension on the downside, healthy companies that I think are safe long term. Short term, there might be risks, but if I can buy them when they're cheap and just sit on it for a few weeks, I usually look for catalysts to push it down. So if I have like a big catalyst, like an earnings report, like a huge percentage drop that I think is a little bit of an overreaction, I will swoop in and buy it up at a discount. I look for low PE ratios as well, just because that provides a little bit more stability long term as well. And I just look, I'm a bottom feeder when it comes to swing trades. I'm looking for really cheap, healthy blue chip companies with low PE ratios that overreact to the downside. And I buy them up and I just kind of sit on them. Would you call Baba overextended on the downside today? I mean, it could be. I don't necessarily like targeting overseas Chinese stocks just because there's a lot of uncertainty in terms of movement there. I do think they're a little bit safer the last few years because of the race of AI. The racing in AI between like the competition between the US and AI with AI and China. The US-China competition with AI. So I think Baba's probably a little bit safer now just because of that dynamic. But it is at the bottom of the range. I don't necessarily hate it right now. What's the PE ratio? Again, I don't know if I'm going to buy it still. PE ratio right now, 20 to 23. It's got a low PE as well. But it's still not, I wouldn't call it safe. But it doesn't, I don't hate it, to be honest. He buys high and sells low? Do I? I don't know, man. I'm in Apple at 250s. It's at 275. I'm in Amazon at 190s. It's at 210. I'm in Coca-Cola at 66. It's at 81. I'm in Microsoft at 380s. It's at 400 plus now. I'm in Netflix at 77s. It's at 83s. And Nike at 57s. It's at 63s. I'm red in Oracle though. I'm in a PayPal at 44s. It's at 47s, almost 48s. I'm green in Snapchat as well. That's hard to do. I'm in Target at 86. It's at almost 120. Definitely buying low, sell, or buying high, selling low, guys. Definitely doing that. Yeah, the chat shames me for not buying and not selling early enough at the same time on the NASDAQ. You know? NASDAQ went up, so the bulls thought they were right, and maybe they were right, and then went down big, and so then the bears are like, see, I told you. What will the NASDAQ do here, guys? Up or down? NASDAQ going up or down right now? Let me know. NVIDIA below 190 by the end of the week, just saying. You might be right. Again, I really don't know about NVIDIA here. I think there is a $200 dynamic where we're really close to that, and I think NVIDIA wants to hold over it. I think buyers get excited around that level psychologically, and so I do think we might have a little bit more pull towards those type of things, but again, we will see here. Chat, we'll see. The only I told you so I ever dropped here is when I said don't buy Robinhood before earnings. I mean, that's probably a fair I told you so as well. I'll say that's pretty fair. Again, tomorrow we have PPI inflation data though, guys. So tomorrow's not risk-free. Yeah, we do have PPI inflation data tomorrow. Do we have any other stuff today? I don't think we do. Yeah, no. We have Bowman speaking at 10 a.m. today. We'll see if that moves anything, but Post-Max 7 will be red. NVIDIA's trash, they lie. There's that institutional ownership in Chinese company is low. Yeah, well, there's too much headwinds there, you know? Like, what happened to Jack Ma scares me a little bit. You know, scares me a little bit. Jack Ma said one critical thing regarding the government there. had to leave a CEO position. You didn't see any public appearances from him from a year plus. You know, Alibaba during this period of time dumped down. It's finally back up there. But again, those type of things make it a little bit riskier holding some of those stocks, obviously. And so because of that, I'm not the most interested in holding some of those companies. I just think they're less predictable than US companies that are easier to gauge long-term profits from. As well as like Alibaba sells wholesale things, like what people do on Amazon. Like a lot of the products you buy on Amazon are bought on Alibaba. Like people will say, hey, I want to sell tea tree oil, and they'll buy tea tree oil in bulk from Alibaba. I don't even know what tea tree oil sells for. Let's just call it $1 an ounce for tea tree oil. And then they'll mark it up at $10 or $20 an ounce on Amazon and then sell it on Amazon. But they're buying it wholesale in bulk on Alibaba from a lot of the time Chinese suppliers. So Alibaba is also one of those companies where tariffs might impact things in a more profound way as well. And so we'll see. Again, Broadcom executive says they expect to sell at least 1 million 3D stacked CHPSs by 2027. We going down today? Yeah, I'm going to do a poll. We did a poll with jobless claims. Let's do another one here. Not all Amazon products, Judith, but a lot of them, yes. So a lot of them are. Just because it makes sense, right? Like the Chinese have cheaper manufacturing, and so it's usually more expensive to buy manufactured goods from the United States than it is to buy them from overseas. And so that's one of the reasons why a lot of the products come from there. Bonds up right now. The yields are down. Yeah, I mean, maybe 212 jobless claims is still not necessarily good. It's over 200,000, and the last one did get revised up by 2,000 in terms of unemployment claims. So maybe they're looking at that. It could also be Moran commenting. It could be the stuff going on overseas that's moving yields and bond prices. Again, TLT is not up any significant amount, though. It's only slightly up. Yields, if we look at yields are pretty much flat on the day also. So yields haven't really moved a lot either. Is there a way to buy Samsung? I think so. I think you can. Yeah, and you also got to understand, listen, when you buy or sell anything, you're going to have people trying to talk you in and out of it. The biggest area you have to be careful is in penny stocks. Like penny stocks is where it's bad, where penny stocks are basically like penny stock holders, long-term investors in penny stocks are sitting around patting each other on the back, talking about how great these companies are. They're almost always going to fail, so just don't get caught in that cycle of validation in penny stocks, because you can get got. You know, there's problems if you invest in penny stocks like that. Most people enter that market, maybe they don't have that much money, and they start investing in these companies, and they think they're doing something, like they're investing in Amazon or Apple or whatever. But the reality of it is they're investing in terrible companies. And they just end up losing their money slowly, long term. So again, be careful doing so. 25 minutes left until the opening bell, though, chat. We'll see what we get. I mean, a lot of products on Amazon are great. Just because they're made overseas doesn't mean they're not good. A lot of the products are good there. You know, again, the easier way to look at it is I'll use yoga mats as an example. I could buy 1,000 yoga mats from a supplier overseas, right? And I can kind of haggle with that guy or girl and say, hey, let me get 1,000 yoga mats for $4 a piece, you know, shipped to my house. And they might say, yeah, sure, $4 a piece, deal. You buy 1,000 of them, we'll give them to you for $4 a piece, right? So I buy it in bulk, And then you know, they'll even slap your logo on them. I can get a logo made on Fiverr, slap the logo on it, John's Yoga Mats, and then list it for Amazon for 20, 25 bucks a piece, maybe 15. You know, so you're making a very large margin doing it. You're making, you know, you get it for $5 each, and you sell it for, you know, 20. You're 4xing your money. You know, that's a very good margin. Very good margin. Now, Amazon's going to take some of that, so it's not exactly what you're going to make from it. And honestly, it's really competitive out there. A lot of people, what they do on Amazon is they try to follow trends. And so what they end up doing is fidget spinners were a big thing. You first bought fidget spinners. When they first came out, they were like 30 bucks a piece, 20 bucks a piece. And so a lot of wholesalers bought a bunch of fidget spinners to sell on Amazon. Pretty quickly, gas stations started selling them. Oversaturated quick. Prices dropped to like $2 each. Less than that now. It's probably like, what, $1 each for a fidget spinner? And so a lot of people that bought wholesale originally when it first came out lost boatloads of money doing so because the price had fluctuated. What was really trendy is now not, or now oversaturated, and they just lost money. And so you do have to be careful selling things on Amazon like that. And again, I would say right now, there's probably more people selling courses on how to sell on Amazon, profiting more than people actually selling on Amazon because it's so saturated. So just be careful getting involved in those markets. I did want to tell people that just so people understand. They might hear me talk about it and say, oh, these are great, let me go do it. Not really. Not really. It's hyper competitive. Anyways. Fly Digital was a penny stock and look at it. Yeah, I mean, some of these were penny stocks. I'm not saying it's all of them. I'm really not. Like, again, some of these stocks have grown from penny stocks into healthy companies. But it's not something in which, let me see, hold on. It's not something in which, okay, so to do this in Applied Digital, you know, holding this thing for the last 3 years is incredibly risky. This one ended up working, but a lot of them don't. And so you'll be able to find them in hindsight. It's harder to find them before it happens. And a lot of it's luck. So again, just be careful. Hey, thank you, Ilios. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the 10 euros, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, BT, it happens. Again, it's not like I'm not saying it never happens, and if I did, I misspoke. It's incredibly rare and highly risky. Easier way to put it. You can try to invest in penny stocks, and again, there's a whole market right now saying, "Ooh, look at my penny stock picks, millionaire students, guys, like do all this different stuff." Again, they're making their money on the education, not on penny stocks. So. Better odds than buying a lotto ticket? Yeah. Lower winning amount too, though. Mostly. Intel's, I saw Intel going up today. Nvidia's still breaking down. It's at 196s here. 196s. 20 minutes left, chat. The time to buy the dip here? I don't know, man. You get Nvidia earnings yesterday. Better than expected. Better than expected. Again, we did have Nvidia earnings yesterday. Better than expected. BDPS beat revenue. Guidance was expected at 71 to 74 billion. For quarter one 2027, it ended up showing up at 76 to 79.5 billion, I think, or something around there, approximately those numbers. So again, 162 EPS versus 152, revenue at 68.1 versus 65 to 66, and raising guidance here. So pretty good for Nvidia. Very weird day though. I read Intel's PE ratio is -500s. Yeah, it's probably from losing money. Better than expected, but the stock didn't move at all. I mean, Nvidia moved. Again, you got to understand, like, look, a lot of people try to play earnings, and so they'll try to like buy it right here, and then they'll take a video of it if they do well and put it on social media and act like they're a genius. And you know, again, that happens. The reality of it is there's so much variance from earnings. Company can report good earnings, good EPS, good revenue, good guidance, and drop 10%. A company can report bad EPS, revenue, and guidance and go up 10%. The real moves are happening in the days prior. And so Nvidia went up over the last few days, and especially yesterday leading into its earnings report. And so when it actually released earnings, it didn't move as much as a lot of people expected it. Why? Because it had already gone up the entire week prior to that. You know? So. I don't buy lottery tickets. Check. The only time I buy lottery tickets is if it's in the billions. If it's in the billions and everybody else is doing it, the odds are not actually... I mean, look. I don't think it's good to buy lottery tickets. I definitely don't buy lottery tickets if I do buy them in the current city I'm in. I want to find the most broken down looking gas station ever. And that's where I'm buying a lottery ticket. But again, it's so rare that I actually buy them. I might buy them if it's like a crazy record number. You know? But... all right, guys. Again, we're watching the NASDAQ 200 exponential right here. The opening bell's in 17 minutes. Goose. Bitcoin miners, they're my lottery tickets. Hey, good luck, my friend. Nvidia's a good gamble at 170s. Well, yeah, but it's at 200s now, so we'd have to drop, you know, 15% down to whatever that level is just to hit it. I used to Uber full-time back in 2017, made 22K in that year driving because we had Super Bowl here in Houston. Now I own 3 gas stations only because of day trades. Hey, that's great, man. That's great. 3 gas stations, though, brother. Listen. So you're telling me, what's a gas station running now? Like 2 million? Depending on which one. Yeah, between 400K and 2.5 million. Yeah, I mean, you buy 3 crappy gas stations for about, you know, 1.5. No offense, still a crappy gas station still probably gonna make money. You throw a laundromat in there, maybe even more. All right, guys. Again, Nvidia breaking down a little bit, although the NASDAQ is less moved here. Microsoft's still pushing up though, so Microsoft is doing really well. Again, guys, like I said, I'm just glad to see the chat moving. Chat is an ecosystem today. And again, it was kind of weird. We had thousands of people here for Nvidia earnings if you're just now tuning in. Some people thought I was ignoring them. I wasn't. Chat was empty. It was very strange. Very strange. Everyone owns 3 homes. Yeah, listen, again, guys, I understand the chat is mostly filled with 6'5" billionaires. I understand. You know, I get it. Microsoft still push it up. Can you really become rich doing options? Yeah, you can. You can also go completely broke using options. So, and you better know that market too. Options are incredibly nuanced. You got to learn the Greeks. Way more nuanced than just buying shares. So you can also go broke really fast. Again, I could win the lottery for 5 days consecutively. Every day for 5 days consecutively. It's possible for that to happen. It doesn't mean it's probable, though. Is what I always try to use as an example. So can you do something? Sure. Is it probable for you to do it? That depends. Yeah, the chat wasn't moving at all. There was some type of YouTube glitch. Yeah, let's do a poll here. I'm curious. Do we have a poll live right now? We don't. What happened to our poll anyways? What's your preferred trading vehicle? Curious to see what people's opinion is. I'm not talking about cars either. I'm going to say futures. Shares. Stocks. Options. What's another option? Futures, shares, options. We got futures, shares, options. I'll put crypto as an example. Here, I just did a poll. Vote on the poll. The poll is now live. We have 12 minutes left. I'm curious to see what people say here. All right, the options are winning right now. Is there that many options traders? 33% saying they trade stocks. Although futures are starting to gain a little bit. Yeah, I'm a futures trader as well. I like futures better. Options, they're too nuanced. I like shares and futures. That's what you see me buy here, shares and futures. NASDAQ rejecting at the 200 exponential, though. 12 minutes left until the open. See if NVIDIA wakes up at the opening bell, but NVIDIA's starting to dip down in 196s here. I'm up a little bit on the day. I did sell my position. So that's good. We're green on it yesterday and today, I think. $29% in options here. 30% trading options. It's pretty split down the middle, though. Only 20% in crypto. I trade a little bit of everything as well, but still. Metals. I don't know the difference that good, but stocks for me. I do futures and shares. Is what I usually do. I do some options too. Depends on if there's some good stuff. As a very new beginner, yeah, most beginners, if you're wanting to day trade, I'm going to go with futures. Most day traders lose money. Again, I'm just here to help people. I just like teaching. You know, I certainly don't do this to make money. I don't even know what money is. But if you want to check out my sponsors or affiliates, check out Take Profit Trader or Apex Trader. Apex Trader, 80% off, cheaper accounts. They give you a demo, test your skill. You pass the test, they fund you. You fail, you only lose what you pay for it. Cheaper accounts. Take Profit Trader, super relaxed funding rules. No PDT rule in futures. You can day trade. You're only risking what you're paying for the challenge instead of funding 5, 10, 20, 30 grand like I did in the beginning and lost thousands of dollars. Again, just a great way to learn. You have some pressure. It's the sweet spot. You have some pressure to learn and to grow and to figure out how to trade with some pressure of live risk. But you're not risking thousands of dollars like they force you to do if you just want to trade shares. And so in that regard, it just makes sense. Again, a great way to help support the channel. You can use my promo code BG. Help support the channel. BG. I appreciate the love. Thanks so much, guys. You see the link pinned at the top of the chat. If you want to check out Apex, you can use this link here. Hold on. All right, look at NVIDIA still break down. It's at 196s here. 196s. Yeah, if you want to check out Apex, here's the link. Again, I appreciate the love. I'm just kind of joking with, I do this to help people. I just like teaching. Of course, I'm here to make money, and everybody else is as well. I'd rather just be honest about it. Again, if you want to check it out, check out this link for Apex. I have the take profit link up there, but if you want to check out Apex, you can check out this link. Futures were originally created by farmers. So what would happen is like farmers would grow crops, but the price of said crops would fluctuate so much towards where it came time to yield those crops. The prices had fluctuated so much it was hurting their margins. And so what they started doing is selling contracts, speculative investors, locking in the future price of those commodities, right? This is how the futures market started. Eventually, that was years and years and years ago. Eventually, it's grown into what it is now, where I can day trade indexes in futures. I can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, commodities, cattle prices, corn, like all different things in the futures market. It's grown, basically. And essentially, they call it futures because you're trading the future price of a commodity, but it basically reflects what it currently is. But indexes like the S&P and the NASDAQ, here's the actual S&P 500, but it's not open in pre-market. It only opens up at 9:30, and so you can look at the future price to see where it's going here, to see what markets are pricing in, at least for it. And yeah, promo code BG. Use promo code BJizzle. I actually like some of his music, though. Again, being from Louisiana, which is about Baton Rouge, about an hour away from New Orleans, I can't say I didn't like some of the old BG music, Take a little bit off of Microsoft here. Yeah, you can do stops. Futures is very similar to day trading shares. Again, if you want to try it, try it through a prop firm first. It's the safest way. You'll still probably lose, to be honest. Like, you'll still probably lose your account. But if you lose your account in some prop firms, it'll be like 50 to 100 bucks versus putting thousands in and losing that, which is what happened to me. Again, it's useful. Again, if you want the max discounts, just use BG as the promo code. How should we soon place a bet on how many times beginner trading says I'm from Louisiana? Again, I'm responding to somebody else's Louisiana-centered comment. All right. So basically what I'm saying is I'm from Louisiana. And you're just saying that because you're from Texas. So I know we do better than you guys do in football. I know this. All right. I like Texas. I live in Texas. All right, guys, here we go. We got the opening bell in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Bull or bear open today, chat? Bull or bear open? I like Texas, actually. I mean, I live here, But Microsoft's still pushing up testing highs of the day. I know, Texan. I know, man. I'm joking back with you. It's all good, dude. It's all love here. I mean, I disagree with you about Texas being better than Louisiana. You never said that, but I'm just assuming you said that. And that's what I heard in my head. Again, look at Microsoft here, chat. Microsoft's pushing up. We're at 403s right now, 403s. Hey, what's up, Zero Cool? Yeah, I went to Austin recently, and everybody's like, check out Franklin's Barbecue. And so I go there. It's like 9 a.m. in the morning, and the hour just to sit down and eat is like, or the line just to sit down and eat was 2 hours long. 2.5 hours long. And again, I'm sure the food was great, but I'm not going to be waiting in line for 2.5 hours anywhere. Unnecessary. You know, they said you could order it like days and days in advance. I think that's the only way to do it, but I wasn't able to actually try it. Microsoft's still up there, though. Nvidia's kind of fading down, though, today. Intel's dropping down as well. Look at Nvidia right now, chat. So Nvidia actually just technically went red on the day. Hold on. There it is. The information says Alphabet and other big tech could borrow hundreds of billions of dollars each, according to the information. OpenAI says currently experiencing issues with ChatGPT. Again, we do have an Apple launch sometime Monday. Promote Apple launch for Monday morning. QCOM names Kevin O'Buckley as EVP Global OPS and Supply Chain. Broadcom ships 3.5D face-to-face compute SoC powering AI revolution. Feds Moran did say, I do not know why AI alongside with destroying jobs would not also create jobs. What a confusing comment. There's a double negative in there. I don't know why he said it like that. Why don't you just say AI along with destroying jobs would create jobs as well? Again, look at Nvidia though. Dump here ahead of the opening bell in 2 minutes. Probably market on open. Driving some of this downward pressure here, but look at Nvidia fall right now, chat. Again, Pentagon sent Anthropic an offer on Wednesday night, according to CBS. Again, so Alphabet and other major tech firms could borrow close to $200 billion while retaining their credit rating, according to the information. All right, guys, Nasdaq's right at the volume weighted average price here at 25,350. Nvidia at the opening bell. We got a minute and a half. For Franklin's Barbecue in Austin, Texas. Again, Microsoft's still pushing up here, guys. Look at Microsoft. All right, guys, here we go. We got less than a minute. Getting tired of making money. I need to rest now, Sam. All right, here's the opening bell. Guys, hit the live button next to the play button. Put it in 2x speed. 2x speed ahead of the opening bell. You'll catch up. Won't be delayed at all. All right, here we go. Here's the opening bell, guys. Good luck. Good luck today. We are going to be day trading futures and stocks probably at the opening bell. There's the opening bell here. And again, I am starting to see Microsoft give some of this back, though. Look at Nvidia, down to 190s here. 190s. Look at the NASDAQ dip here. Still too close to the bell. Microsoft testing the highs again. Alphabet down big. Nvidia down big. Alphabet down to 310. Do you think PayPal can go up more? I hope so. In PayPal, I think. I took some profit on it, though, but I do hope it goes up more. Alphabet dropping pretty significantly, though. Look at Nvidia and the NASDAQ dip. Red so far at the opening bell, except for Microsoft. Microsoft's doing a little bit better. And look at the NQ. Under 290s. We're about a minute into the opening bell, but again, guys, look at Alphabet. 309s. Meta's down as well. AMD's down. Apple's flat. Amazon's down also. NASDAQ isn't down a ton though. It dropped over the last 10 minutes, but we'll see if we get a red to green move or a continuation of red this morning. Where's gold at? Yeah, gold dipped a little bit. It's now bouncing back higher here. Silver. What kind of futures do y'all trade? I see futures is now at the top at 32%. What kind of futures do y'all trade? NASDAQ futures, silver futures, gold futures, Bitcoin futures, you know. Moran says 4 cuts I think are appropriate this year. Amazon actually pushing up, testing the highs of the day right now. Kind of did back down though. Again, Alphabet's the one that's really weak. Since the open down about 1% right now. NASDAQ, ES, Micro ES, NASDAQ, Bitcoin, TPTS. UNH is green. Yeah, we had somebody mention UNH today. UNH is pretty green. Get 289s right now for UNH. So perpetual Bitcoin. Get Nvidia dropping down to 190s here at the opening bell. Yikes. They say Bitcoin does, or they say Nvidia does this every time, where it reacts well and then drops the next morning at the open. Looking a little rough right now for sure. All right, so we are 3 minutes into the day. I can almost trade here. I can almost trade. And again, I have this indicator here. Here's a 5-minute chart. I actually think a 5-minute chart is much cleaner here, which makes sense. All right, like look at the 5-minute chart on this indicator I have. Bear signal, drop. It shows up maybe a little less, but that makes sense too. So 2 for 2 right there. Look at that guy right there called the top. Doesn't show up every day though. It shows up noticeably less. This red one worked. Look at that drop here. Red indicator here, drop. This one didn't work, so that's 1 out of 4. Or 1 out of 5. 5, yeah, 1 out of 5. That didn't work. 2 out of 5. 2 out of 6. 2 out of 7. 2 out of 8. 2 out of 9. 2 out of 10. 2 out of 11. Honestly, that's really not that bad. That's 70 to 80%. It's pretty good accuracy. Again, Nvidia's still breaking down though here, chat. NASDAQ dipping here. I do have a level on my chart. I'm going to try to buy this. All right, so we're up 270s. I'm going to take half of that off right there. We have 5 contracts left. We'll give it a little second here. Kind of flat on the day now, but I'm going to give it a second to bounce. I'll show you the actual trade here. Yeah, I don't want to get stuck in this. I'm looking at 255 to prop it up though. So We have a line right here. We're almost flat. Maybe cut some of this, I guess. Whippy. Cut a little bit of it off. It looks like it was a good move. Now we're down. The red's showing up here, guys. The red's showing up. We'll come back to it. Again, I think I'm down on the day, but it's not a ton. Nasdaq's still looking pretty weak here. Look at this breakdown. Nvidia's still fading here. 190s. See if 190s props it up. Nvidia now under 190s at the opening bell here. Yeah, I mean, top 3 greatest throwing money in the fire traders ever. Eventually one will hit. You'll see. You'll see. Yeah, a lot of people say Nvidia would break down at the opening bell. We're correct today. Nvidia did actually break down since the open. Alphabet also dumped down here too. All right, so we jumped in another one here. We're up 375. I'll take another piece of that off. We are now effectively green on the day. We're catching the bounce. We'll take a little bit more off there. We'll let this ride. There we go. Hey, look at this. I told you what would hit eventually. We're up about $100 though. So we're green. Green is good. Green is good. I'll take it. Looks like I got out just in time as well here. I got out because we ran into this yellow line. 65s. Although Nvidia is starting to pop back up. Alphabet again the weak one. United Health's flying up too. Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, some of these are me trying to get funded on the accounts anyway, since they're all new prop firms. So, I mean, you know, take some of them with a grain of salt. If we bounce back though. My actual funded, I'm actually doing pretty good, dude. Like, again, my actual funded, I'm doing. You know, not bad. I'll take it. Yeah, we did get a bounce right at 190. I mean, I was targeting 190 whole dollar, and that's what we got. Here's the 190 whole dollar level. So. Microsoft starting to bounce at the 200 exponential. United Health. Whoever was talking about it this morning, United Health up to 293s, up a big percentage on the day. Yeah, the Nasdaq bounced right at 250s. We're day trading this one too here if you want to see a different trade. We're actually a little down on the day here. I have to cut some of this. We'll give it a second though. I want to give it time. We're down about 130 on this one. There's the 250 bounce. I limit some of this loss though. Yeah, too much red showing up. So we'll come back to it. The NASDAQ creeps back up. We're so close to lows, though. I don't trust it too much, but... back in this. A little bit more off. I'll give this one a little bit of time to run, though. We have 1 or 2 left. Add a little bit to this. There we go. We cut that. We made money on the trade. We're down less than $100 on that one. If we get a big enough bounce, I will pivot to a short. And just try to ride the trend. You know. And I think I'm going to do that right now, actually. Right around 290. Give it a second. Again, some of these are challenge accounts, so don't take the loss too seriously. I got to trade larger. But... I think a lot of people are going to be betting on the short side now. There we go. All right, we're going to liquidate some of that. Ride the trend down here. Small size left, 1 micro left. We'll let the rest ride down. There we go. We'll cut it right there. Yeah, so we're about 230 on this one now too. I get NVIDIA right at 190 again though, so that's the only reason I exited the short. Yeah, I mean, Reaper, listen, brother. Your biggest misconception here, Reaper, and again, it might be because you're new, is that just because somebody has a couple red or couple green days means they're good or bad. Again, that's a really rookie mindset, my friend. You know how much variance there is in trading? Like, dude, people are gonna win for 3 days in a row. People are gonna lose for 5 days in a row sometimes. Doesn't mean they're good or bad. It just, there's variance. The only thing that matters is long-term stats, my friend. And so, you know, again, it's kind of like poker, right? Poker, there's swings. You could be the best trader ever. You might have a bunch of red days in a row. It's pretty standard. You might have aces in poker and lose to 3-6 offsuit. You know, it happens. So variance is real. Yeah, there it is. And again, I don't even claim to be a good trader. You know, it's not like I'm out here telling people I'm selling courses and all this nonsense like most of the other guys are doing. Again, everything's free. We don't charge for anything. And mostly we cover economic reports. That's why people tune into the channel anyway. I mean, and we're green, right? We're up $237. So I mean, you know, green is good. Honestly, yesterday I bought NVIDIA prior to the earnings as well. And then we sold before the open today, which is good. Very good. Top 3 worst ever. That's right. All right, we're at the low of the day here. I'm shorting this as well. I don't really like low of the days, but I think the momentum from NVIDIA might drive it if we get breakdowns. I don't want to get a liquidity grab. We're about flat on this one. It's a small trade. I'll add to it if it goes in my favor. We got about a 252 or 253 risk, so I'll let it test that. I'll come back to this one. Where's it? I want to see what Nvidia's doing here. So Nvidia's getting close, but I still don't like it on this retrace. I'm going to lower some of my size here. You're my go-to as soon as I wake up. Hey, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I'm just here for the music. I know, man. Listen, best music in the game. But yeah, like I said, dude, I certainly trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades. I don't even claim to be a good trader. That's not really what I don't want that pressure. I'd rather set the bar really low and hopefully outperform the low bar versus telling people I'm the greatest ever, selling a course or service or whatever. I'm definitely top 3 greatest ever though. All right, so now we're starting to break down again. Let's see if Nvidia cracks this low again. Nasdaq looking weak still. Yeah, I don't see any like real breaking news that would cause any of these drops. I see price target was raised on Nvidia, but Christmas song. All right, so we're short right now. You guys can see it. We're up about 150 bucks. We're back down to mostly flat on this one on the day too. All right, we're basically flat on the day in that one. That's good. BG. How is futures different from options? It's way different. Futures is more like shares. It's not the same thing, but it's more similar to shares than it is to options. Options super nuanced. You got to learn the Greeks. You got to learn a lot of stuff. Futures is not. I'm not saying it's not nuanced, but futures is more similar to like day trading shares versus options. Again, Microsoft's still picking up strength. Again, AI spending is going to surpass .com bubble, warning Morgan Stanley. Again, I see the U.S. military is going into it with Anthropic as well, though. Yeah, I don't see any recent news. This is just markets. Nvidia just broke down under 190, though, at 188. Nvidia broken down enough, or is the breakdown's going to continue? After a certain point, I mean, let me look at my indicators. Yeah, I mean, we don't have any showed up today. I don't know why you're nice to these F-boys out here, John. I mean, look, dude. Most of the time, realistically, they're competitors with smaller channels that are just kind of butthurt. Like, realistically, that's what... I've had a lot of people like that come here and, like, their channel starts struggling and then they get weird and, you know... Like, you honestly see that a lot. You know, I wish them the best. I'm not really gonna get weird with anybody. That's just not my style. I will say I've never gone to somebody else's channel and talk smack though, just to try to bring people down. You got to be kind of insecure to do that, I think. But coming from the top 3 most insecure ever, you know. We're breaking down right now, guys. We're breaking down Nasdaq at 25.2s. Yeah, I like futures more. Futures are just easier. Again, United Health pumping up almost at $300 a share. Nasdaq's still falling down though. A lot of this is, again, it's Alphabet. Alphabet testing lows again. Yeah, misery loves company, 100%. They're just, that's how it goes. You got to understand it. Once you understand it, you end up just kind of feeling for them a little bit versus feeling, you know, versus wanting to like attack or get revenge or whatever. You know. All right, guys. Nasdaq's still breaking down here. If we pop back up, right at these lows here, though. Still looking kind of weak. Look at Nvidia still falling down though. So the Nasdaq, while it's okay here, Nvidia's looking a little weak right now leading into this, so I would be careful. Yeah, we're starting to break down enough where I like a long. We'll try a small one right here. And again, I might get punished, but we're green on the day anyway, so we could trade with it. There's a retracement back up. Back to flat. Take some of that off just to risk manage it. I'll let this one roll for a little bit longer. As I take one of them off. I want to give this a chance to bounce back. We can hold the rest break even though. As long as it stays over break even, we'll hold it. Within reason. Just want to see if this is the bottom. We get a big retracement back up, a big pop up. Small. There we go. A big pop up. Oh, am I blocking the Nasdaq chart? My bad here. I got you guys. No, we don't really have any more economic stuff coming out today. Not really. All right, we're out. We let it work a little bit. Long time for me. Gold and silver. Microsoft is breaking highs of the day again here. So is United Health, man. Do I want to buy Nvidia right here? I think I kind of do here if I could hurry up. Let's see if we get a little dip here. I'll buy Nvidia. Need a small little dip. Might be too late. I wanted to buy it right here. I kind of missed it though. Gotta watch it run without me. Yeah, I kind of missed it. I wanted to see if it pushes this range back up to 190. I could jump in a NASDAQ short here as well if it gets up to 190. We'll give it a second to try. There's 190 here on NVIDIA. NVIDIA is the most heavily weighted stock in the stock market, so when I trade futures, a lot of the time I'll watch NVIDIA. I'll try to short right here. Small. Yeah, NVIDIA is about to run into 190s. I want to see if it rejects it and pushes it back down. That's what I'm looking for. Here's with NVIDIA rejecting at 190s. I'm just going to give the NASDAQ a little bit more time here. If I can go back green, I'll add to this. There we go. I'm going to add another like 5 contracts here. We can take a little bit larger size now. There we go. Nicely green. We're going to take some size off now. Beautiful breakdown right at 190s like we wanted here on NVIDIA. We'll take a little bit more off there. There we go. We'll cut the rest right there. So far, so good. We got the 190 rejection on NVIDIA. The NASDAQ dropped down simultaneously. We have Bowman, I believe, speaking at 10 a.m. today, guys. Bowman. So yeah, Bowman speaks at 10. See what she does. So NVIDIA rejected exactly where, chat? 190. I don't know what I want to do with the NASDAQ here, though. The 190 line is something fierce. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole dollar psychological level for one. You know, it's the top of the range. Not only is it 190, it's the top of the range, which is probably why it's the top of the range, is because it's 190. So, like, you can kind of see the range here. Hopping back and forth in that range. Sorry, terrible drawing, but... Now the question is, does NVIDIA continue to consolidate? Bowman might have started speaking here. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, I'm reading this, but I think, what was Bowman scheduled to speak on today? Let me see. I thought it was yesterday that she spoke. Hold on. Check social media. All right, an Iranian official told leaders that Tehran has rejected any proposal involving permanent suspension of enrichment, dismantling of nuclear facilities, or transfer of uranium abroad. Instead, they reportedly include offers to reduce uranium stockpiles to lower enrichment levels under full IAEA supervision, with a primary focus on transparency rather than dismantlement. All right, guys, look at the NASDAQ dump here. Yeah, I don't know if it's Bowman speaking right now. I think Bowman spoke yesterday and they just misscheduled it. But I think it actually is. Again, Nvidia just cracked lows again. Rejected at 190. Again, if you want to help support the channel, check out Apex. 80% off right now. Check out Take Profit. Again, Take Profit, incredibly useful for a prop firm. And if you want to learn to day trade, again, do not fund your own account thousands of dollars. You'll probably lose it. Take Profit, 40% off right now. No activation fees. Super relaxed funding rules. And if you use promo code BG, you get 40% off. Alphabet just cracked lows. Look at this weakness showing up on Nvidia. Never really got the chance to trade it like I wanted to. Hold on. I'm going to short this move. I'm going to slowly scale in, though, on the bounce if we get one. Nvidia. There's a couple hundred shares. There we go. Kind of just scalping this right now in shares. Yeah, sorry about the NASDAQ being blocked here. Here, I'll lower the P&L graph so you can see the NASDAQ a little bit easier. Yeah, my bad, Adrian. NASDAQ turning down with Nvidia here again. Should have maybe held a little bit longer, but it's all right. Again, remember, tomorrow we do have PPI inflation data. So, I did a P. Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to short Intel, even though it is dumping fast right now. It's just not really my style of a trade. I'm more curious about Nvidia in the NASDAQ right now. So, just too, I got other stuff going on. Yeah, markets are just kind of chopping back and forth right now. I'm watching Nvidia to see what it does here, but I mean, the bear side obviously doesn't look terrible. Again, we'll see. We're also pretty close to lows. So. I don't think Bowman's speaking anymore either. Yeah, so Bowman did publish this regarding supervision and regulation, but I don't think it's a big market mover for Bowman regarding her speech about banking supervision. Market has slowed down substantially here. So Nvidia's starting to creep up. Give it some time now. There's some more red action. Again, I don't know what to do with this. We're so sideways. Again, we're close to lows though, so it looks weak, but it could also be the opposite. So I think you got to just be careful. Alphabet is starting to bounce back too, though. Nvidia's back up there as well. Yeah, see, this was the opposite. We bought the dip here in this trade. You see, we're up about 160 on the day here, but we're starting to flush down, so we'll get out the rest if we need to. Cut all but one contract now. Big rebound back up. I'm gonna cut it right there. You see we're up 180 on this one. Again, this is a funded account. We're doing pretty good day trading this one. I mean, look, here's my P&L. You know. But Nvidia is kind of the wild card here. I'm gonna start wrapping. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut out of here. Again, it's just getting a little spicy in today's trading. A little spicy in today's trading. Again, y'all be careful, guys. Y'all be careful. Again, if you want to help support me, use promo code BG. Again, everything we do here is free. I don't sell a course, don't sell a service. Again, some of these are challenge accounts. The one I just traded was funded, though. But in one account, we are up 416. And another account, we are up 183. And in stocks on the day, we are up about $170 in a mix of day trades, swing trades, and investments. So, like green day. Pretty green day yesterday, though. Yeah. Hey, y'all have a safe day. Y'all have a great day. Again, NASDAQ, hold on, real quick. NASDAQ just broke down. Look at this drop. Nvidia just dropped pretty significantly as well. Pretty big drop here. Yeah, I put you in timeout for a minute, Punch. Just because you're trying to trick people, telling people, over-promising things with my coupon code. Hold on, this might be some news related here. Hold on, let me make sure. I know I already said I was leaving, so half the people left already. So let me check breaking news here right now, because this is a very large drop. House Democrats are seeking Iran war powers resolution vote next week. The FTC is suing Walmart in federal court in California, accuses withholding tips from delivery drivers. Jim Cramer commented about Salesforce turning the market around. That might be bad. What a drop all of a sudden here, chat. Abu Dhabi sets the spread of 25 basis points over treasuries for 10-year bonds. Russia may ban Telegram in early April. What a drop here, chat. Look at this. Nvidia and the NASDAQ. Anyways, I'm cutting out of here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm cutting out of here. Again, PPI inflation day tomorrow. Be ready. I'll see you guys then. Y'all be good. Have a great day. Y'all be safe. Remember, I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. Make your own assessment. Trade smart. I can't guarantee anything. Understand all the stuff on screen. Again, remember, I might be terrible and have no idea what I'm talking about. NASDAQ breaking down here. 25,000 is right here. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. Have a great day. Later, chat.